Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It is now the 26th of February, Friday, and it's morning. I'm trying one of those sleepy vlogs. Obviously I have just dropped my youngest off at school, so I'm heading into work a little bit later. Yeah, so what's been happening this week with me? It's been hectic as usual. Not as bad as the week before with all those AeroPresses. Finally, that has all calmed back down to more regular sales levels that are considerably more manageable, which is good in not stressing me out completely. And also, I decided, in the interest of making this vlog vaguely interesting, and because it does seem to wildly deviate away from technology, which it was supposed to be about originally, just because I've not really done a lot of technology stuff, I decided to install iOS 9.3. It's now on Beta 4, and I kind of thought, right, Beta 4, it's going to be pretty stable, isn't it now? Should be alright. Yeah, I do now recall when the original 9.3 came out, and I kind of went, oh, I can't be dealing with all the hassle. I remember saying that, and so installed 9.3, relatively straightforward, did a DFU restore, but did restore from backup afterwards, because I wasn't not about to start rebuilding everything from scratch. I don't really think it's going to make a huge amount of difference nowadays. I think Apple have kind of got the backup system pretty much sorted out, so it's not messing up too much. I've got a bunged up nose, sorry. I'm going to sound a bit weird. That's a bit better. Got rid of some of that. So yes, installed it, all went pretty much straightforward as it should do. Until I came to get notifications on the watch, which I didn't update. Now, I've got to admit, I think Apple need to have a sit down and think about what goes on with the watch when you restore, because at the moment it's pretty damn annoying. I know when 9.2 official came out and I restored to that, I think I did a DFU restore again. So obviously shut the phone down and put it in firmware update mode, and then do a fresh install. So it's not like it's overwriting the file system, it's completely wiping the phone and starting from scratch again. So I did a DFU restore, turned the watch off this time, because the previous time, when it had finished restoring, the watch had got into just sort of like an unpaired mode, and I thought, what's going on here? And it had to reset itself from scratch, so that was pretty annoying. So this time I shut the watch down before I restored it, so it didn't know what was going on, sneaky. And then once it had all restored itself back, turned it back on again. But it had still unpaired from the phone. The restore process must just not carry over the watch pairing or whatever. For, I don't know why. Why, Apple? Why would you do that? I mean, you could say, oh, it's security, but if I'm restoring my phone just to a, fresh firmware, or just to restore it because I want the current one, freshen it up, whatever else, it shouldn't then have the watch unpaired, and I've got to go through the debacle then of pairing it again. So the watch was functioning as normal as a watch, but just wouldn't connect it to the phone because it wasn't paired by Bluetooth in any way. So that was a bit of a thing. So I had to then go into the watch, into settings, erase settings, well, erase everything. So that effectively is like unpairing it, and that wipes it, then it puts it back in the thing, and you're going to repair it again. It's going to reinstall all your stuff from the previous backup you had, and you sit and wait for half an hour for it to do all that. So, not a great user experience, to be honest, because there was just no need for that. They should just restore. If you restore it from backup, it should carry over the watch connection, and it just should carry on as it was before. I don't see why doing a restore on your iPhone has to affect the watch in any way. It shouldn't do. But anyway, that's by the by. So restored to iOS 9.3, connected it up, had to get the watch obviously to reset itself all up. Once got it all connected again, fine. Emails from a stock mail app came through fine on the watch. Text messages came through fine on the watch. No other notifications came through on the watch. Which is a bit of an issue really, because a large amount of the notifications that I get are from third-party apps. I use the Gmail app for Gmail. I use Cloud Magic for one of my email addresses that doesn't have push, because that gives it the pushability. Obviously things like Tweetbot, weather notifications, all sorts. So kind of a massive issue. Had a quick scan about on the net to see if there was a particular reason why that was happening, and it seemed like it'd been broken for a lot of people on 9.3 beta 4. We've been installing the beta 4, and this is a problem. Just my luck, isn't it? You wait till beta 4, so it's got to be stable, and it's broken something. So I decided, well, I wasn't going to update to the new watchOS, which is 2.2 beta 4, because I excuse me, as usual you read a few horror stories about watches getting stuck in update mode and whatever else, and then you've got to take them back and get them sorted out. And I was just hoping to keep it on its watchOS 2 and just use it with the beta, but evidently this issue cropped up, so I thought, oh, what the heck, let's throw the watch beta on as well, see if it fixes that notification issue, because it's going to be really annoying. So I duly did that. Obviously you need to have the watch on charging over 50%, which is a bit of a bind, and it just takes forever to install the firmware onto it. So we went through all that process, and it started up again afterwards, so that was good. Hooray! Not broken the watch. And didn't initially have third-party notifications still once the restore was done, but after I shut down both my phone and the watch and started them up again, it magically all started working normally. So that was a bit of relief, and so far, I mean, it was interesting, because I'd restored it like 6:30 on, was it Tuesday night? I think it was Tuesday night. Oh dear. Bit of a cold, sorry. Bit better now. So Tuesday, 6:30 Tuesday night, and then obviously got it back on, and it was operating, and I was getting notifications, and like, yay. But it drained super fast after I'd installed it, and it was all up and running. So basically in 6 hours it used 50% battery and then shut itself down completely, which was a massively fast drain compared to previously. So I was like, this isn't great, but I'll give it, you know, till tomorrow to set its own overnight charge and whatever, and you know, if it's still an issue, I might have to reset it again and set it up as brand new rather than restoring from backup. Third reset, crikey. So next day, incredibly, battery life was fantastic. So I don't know what was happening the night before. I don't know if it's not this thing I kind of have, like with iOS, when you restore the device, when you get it up into functioning mode, it's still doing work in the background while the phone is effectively operational for you. So I'm gonna have to have a drink. It's no good. Oh, that's a bit better. Not helping the nose though. So yes. So basically what's happening, I think, is once you got the device up and running, it's still doing general housekeeping and sorting stuff out, and I think with iOS, you know, all the built-in new search function, spotlight search, all that's busy doing work in the background, indexing all your contents and data and things. So I imagine must be a similar thing going on with the watch. I'm not entirely sure what the watch would be doing post-install, but it must have been doing something, because it, like I say, it drained super fast right after install for 6 hours, and then next day, fantastic battery, really great, and it has been ever since. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a huge amount better than 2.2, but there's certainly a difference. And in fact, on the Wednesday, because I fell asleep on the Wednesday night with the watch on, and I woke up at 6:15 in the morning, and the watch was at 36%. So that was literally 23 hours from taking it off charge, and it still had 36% left. And it had quite a lot of use, because obviously I've got the new features going on the watch, so I was having a poke about those. The new maps update for the watch maps is actually pretty good. Now got this sort of the nearby facilities feature, so you can go in and it'll bring up a list of nearby whatever you want, you know, places to eat, restaurants, all sorts. Particularly coughs back again. So that feature is pretty good. I'm not entirely sure what else is new apart from general bug fixes or whatever else, but they haven't given us any new watch faces that I can see or anything handy like that. But on the whole, yeah, it's pretty good. So general feelings of 9.3 is this night shift mode is it's interesting. It makes your makes your screen yellow. Really, that's kind of what it seems to do, or varying tints of yellow. Did sort of perturb me, because I'd set it to go on and then forgotten I'd done it, and then I went on my phone at night. I was like, God, my screen's gone weird. I have to send it in and get it replaced. And then I realised it was not the screen, it was this night shift thing. Sorting that out. So I'm suffering today, if you can't tell. Cold, bunged up nose, cough. Such is the way. So other than that, 9.3, I've not really noticed anything else in it. It seems to be very, very slightly less laggy for opening things. I'd noticed 9.2 sort of opening animations and things and going into an app, there's getting quite a lot of lag between doing things, and that has seems to pretty much disappeared now, so that is good. I'm not really sure if they've put anything else new in there, or if it's again just general bug fixes and that sort of thing. More drink. Has that helped? A little bit. Just about. So this week's coffee vlog is actually basically me dying of a cold. That's going to be the main interest for people. So I'll probably get more views. The wonder of a man suffering badly. So yeah, I think not really noticed a lot else. I mean, obviously it's recording this video quite well. It's not gone wrong or anything yet, so I don't know. There's There's a white circle actually on the left hand side. I don't know if I've noticed that before. Is that new? I might do something. I'll have to find out. I'm not going to do it now, obviously, because that wouldn't be great. So, yeah, on the whole, I've updated to 9.3 beta, and it wasn't too much of a nightmare, but it wasn't that smooth either. And yeah, both look pretty good. So, on the whole, going to see some improvements. Like I say, my aging old-fashioned 6 Plus, not the 6S, has definitely seen a little bit of improvement speed-wise. So, I don't know if they tweaked some stuff, just so it can handle everything a little bit better. And the watchOS 2.2 as well is looking good. So all good for Apple for heading forward. There's an event in March as usual. I'm not sure what we're going to get announced at that event. Maybe even more watch firmware updates. Don't know if we're going to see a new watch still. Kind of feeling from people is not. They're going to hold off, but shall wait and see. So, other things that have been happening this week. Star Wars Battlefront got an update. February update. Exciting stuff. Got new maps. Hoth in Twilight, which it's like a snowy, nearly nighttime mode map. And they made some alterations, including what seems to be the most annoying one for me ever, my favourite droid run, where I was getting a nice little 1,250 credits just for playing before I even started to try and get anything. They appear to have tweaked that for whatever reason, just to annoy me probably. They've tweaked that, and I'm now only getting 350 points for turning up instead of 950 odd points down, or 900 points down. What? Don't reverse, because no, you've made a right pig's ear of this, haven't you? I mean, I know it's my fault because I let him out. I kind of walked him into the problem. But yeah. So yeah, they completely ruined that for me now. I'm going to find some other way to get more credit. Maybe there was more people on forums moaning about the old gits on Star Wars Battlefront who weren't being very good, but were still getting up to higher ranks because they were just playing badly consistently in the game. So give them less credits, so they have to actually shoot things and do the game properly instead of just bumbling about being old and useless. So, I don't know, maybe DICE sort of did that, or maybe they just hate me at DICE and they're going to just do whatever they can to ruin Battlefront for me. So yeah, I was a bit peeved about that, but maybe it's a good thing, because at the end of the day you can't just sit and play the same damn thing over and over and over again. And there's loads of different maps and game modes and things in there, so I should probably go and look around and do a few other different things instead of just constantly doing droid run. But I was getting kind of comfortable because I knew what I was doing with that at least, so, but we'll see. So I'll have to get on and play a bit more. Still sort of chuntering up the levels slowly. Not got to 40 yet though. Might be another week or two. Well, could be another year if DICE keep reducing the amount you get just for turning up into a game. Because you know, I'm not exactly getting massive points for loads of kills and loads of headshots in it. That's for sure. Still, I do need to practice with this sort of aiming malarkey, and I keep up watching the videos. You kind of maybe watch people on videos and they're like running around and they're running along that way and they shoot someone over there and they go over there, and you're like, how are you doing that? I can't even shoot someone who's slap bang bloody right in front of me, that filling the entire screen just about, and I still miss them. It's just so oh, we got a new outfit for Leah as well, apparently, and that was to do with another community challenge that I didn't take part in at all, because I don't get on with being Leah, although she is pretty good because she can give herself health, which is kind of handy because you can refill yourself up with health if you want, and there's her own shield thing. But other than that, I don't really get on that well with her. So But anyway, so the community challenge was pay X number of 1,000 hours as Leia, and apparently plenty of people did that. So they completed it, and the reward was this Endor outfit for Leia, which is just a camouflage outfit. It does look pretty nifty. And then, of course, we've also had a first look at the first paid download, which it looks like it's going to be Jabba's Palace, which should be an interesting one. And there's a few images in there that are possibly new sort of hero characters, the Greedo, and also the one whose name I can't remember, but it looks like a monkey. Technical terms. And still on about Star Wars for Sniffles, we have been ploughing through the whole of the Star Wars films, rewatching all those. Youngest has been partaking in that as well. So, and we actually did it in order of the actual film timeline, so from 1 through till 6, and then we'll do 7, the latest one, which of course isn't actually how I watched them, because I watched obviously 3 A New Hope first when it was first released. Still suffering. So so it was quite interesting to watch through that way, and you kind of get the idea of the whole, how they pulled it all in. You do sort of, once you get to episode 3, New Hope, you kind of see some like little continuity errors between the earlier films, which are obviously more recent, and that one. One glaring one for me was Obi-Wan Kenobi in episode 3 says, I don't remember owning an R2 droid, but clearly in the previous ones we know that Obi-Wan has been I forget now. Obi-Wan has been, I can't remember. No, it was involved with an R2 unit. I mean, obviously R2D2 wasn't his. He had a different one because someone else, I've forgotten. Brain's gone numb. Someone else had him, but he did know about him. So all little tiny bits and pieces like that. Right, it looks like I can get straight in because Grandma Wilds has deposited their biscuits. So I'm going to go in and blow my nose finally and have a cup of coffee and wake myself up. So this has been this week's coffee vlog, and I hope you have a good weekend and week next week, and I shall catch you in next week's vlog. Okay, bye.